Are you passionate about deepening your theological knowledge and helping others through biblical counseling? Look no further. Fulbright Theological Seminary, we equip believers with the will to transform lives through faith-based education. With the stewardship of servants of God dedicated to total transformation for students, led by President and Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Francis Kithuku, Vice Chancellor, Pastor Jeffrey Floshi, and Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Eunice Waithaka, you are sorted. We offer a variety of courses tailored to your spiritual and ministerial growth, including certificate in theology and counseling, associate degree in theology and biblical counseling, masters in theology and biblical counseling, and doctorate in theology and biblical counseling. We also provide specialized programs such as chaplaincy certification, discipleship training, and trauma-informed care, ensuring you are fully equipped for ministry and service. With course durations ranging from 3 months to 3 years, you can choose a program that fits your schedule. Plus, our tuition fee are budget-friendly, making theological education accessible to all. We are located at 8421 Middle Road, Southwest Lakewood, Washington, 98499, USA. Fulbright Theological Seminary is your gateway to a stronger faith, deep understanding, and impactful ministry. Registration is ongoing, so don't wait. Enroll today and take the next step in your spiritual journey. For more information, call the numbers on your screen now. Fulbright Theological Seminary, education for prosperity.
This is the day that the Lord has made. What a day, what a day. Good morning, good afternoon, men and women. How are you doing today? This is your presenter, host here at FBTS Consultative Forum episode. It's number 12 this year, 2025, happening right here at the heart of Trinity Baptist Church in Lakewood, the home of FBTS. What a day today. We thank you for our listeners and our viewers at home. Welcome once again. Today we are so privileged as we have two wonderful career counselors. And on my far right we have our administrator here at FBTS, who is also the Dean of Faculty, and none other than Dr. Eunice Waithaka. We also have our guest all the way from Mombasa, Kenya, who is Reverend Monica Mulingo, who is visiting. Welcome so much here in our studios. And I can't forget Pacific TV being the host for this program. We thank you, welcome. So I won't take any more time. I just want to ask our Dean to introduce herself to the viewers and to our listeners.
Thank you, Mr. Ibabu. My name is Eunice, and I'm here at FBTS as the Dean of Curriculum, and most of my focus is in counseling. Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Introduce yourself.
My name is Reverend Monica Mulinge, all the way from Mombasa, Kenya. I'm visiting Seattle, and I am a mother married to the one and only Bishop George Mulinge. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
I'm a career counselor too.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much, and welcome to FBTS. This is the home where FBTS is housed by Trinity Baptist Church. Today we are dealing with a wonderful topic. And these wonderful people here, they are career counselors. And starting with you, Reverend Monica, what inspired you to become a marriage counselor, and how has your view on marriage evolved over time?
What inspired me is the frustration I went through as a pastor, trying to pray for people for things that we need to engage and talk. Trying to cast demons that were not there, only to realize that there was so much that needed to be done with their behavioral patterns and their past experiences, and that led me to studying counseling psychology. What is it that has Come again with the next question, please.
And how has your view on marriage evolved over time?
Oh my goodness, in a very dynamic manner, because studying the scriptures from the book of Genesis is amazing. Genesis chapter number 1 and 26, God creates a man, and in the man is a woman. That's why the Bible says, male and female he created, he them. Then in chapter number 2 he says, again, it's not good for this man to be alone. I'll create for him another helper. So how has counseling helped me in my marriage and in the church marriages is by trying to use my understanding of counseling in helping the couple live a fruitful life, dealing with real issues in marriage without spiritualizing what needs to be worked on in marriage, because marriage is work, and when the work is well done, marriage is doable. So it has helped me to see marriage in the scriptural perspective. It has also helped me to help the marriage partners to deal with real issues that we like transferring to God and to the grace of God. I don't know about here, but I know at times we transfer so much to the devil, to the grace of God, where we need to be responsible of our own personal human growth by the choices that we make in our own lives.
Thank you so much for that extensive. And Dr. Eunice, how has your view on marriage evolved over time?
For me, things have changed, and also family settings have really changed. I grew up in traditional family setups, but when you move or you migrate, things change. Demands on families, demands on children, on parents change, and this has brought a lot of new challenges that during our times are not there. So this brings the need of understanding the family developmental needs of families and individuals in families. So with the knowledge of family and marriage counseling, it helps individuals who are aspiring to be counselors to be able to support the families to meet their needs.
Okay, so on the same note, can you then describe one moment in your counseling career that deeply impacted you or changed your approach?
For me, currently I am a licensed mental health counselor associate, and the thing that has really changed my attitude is we are having a lot of divorces, and this has really changed my thoughts, because you find that 50%, now it's at 60% of the marriages break. They divorce the first time marriage. The second marriages is even higher, 70% break. So you can imagine we are dealing with broken families a lot. So this has really changed my thought and saying it's very important now for counselors to divert from just normal counseling and be equipped on marriage and family counseling. And the good thing with this is because you deal with the whole family. You deal with the children, you deal with the couple, the husband and the wife within the marriage counseling.
Thank you so much. Reverend Monica, what are the most common issues couples come to you with? And are there any that surprises you?
Before I go to that, I want to add up on what Dr. Rita said.
Go ahead, please.
One of the things that I've discovered even in counseling practice, anytime we put God away from the counseling, then the implementation that is so sustainable that does not cause the client to be dependable on you is actually tampered. Now, on issues to do with marriage, God initiated marriage. He's the author of marriage. He's the one that builds marriage. So together with what Dr. has said, one of the things that has impacted me in my counseling practice is when I add God at the center of what the family is going through, then I have an added resource, and I've seen the impact on faith when it comes to therapeutic processes, bringing in an immediate change and a transformation of behavior that helps us graduate from the coping mechanisms to thriving to becoming individuals that are living in the real sense that is required of their own lives. Now, to get to this other question that you've been able to ask, what are the things that are presented in the marriage counseling? One of them is communication. Communication has come over and over again. There are challenges of people communicating to each other. Some do not know the filters that the other person and the perception the other person is actually communicating through. So that is one. The other thing that has come up is early childhood tendencies and maladaptive behavior in their early childhood creeping into their own marriage situations, meaning that the frozen needs that are not dealt with individuals before they get into marriage is only a carry forward into the marriage relationship, and unless it is dealt with, it is swept under the carpet like a giant waiting to attack at a prime time.
Thank you so much. That's a very well answered question. And our viewers, remember, at the bottom of your screen, there is the phone numbers you can reach us. You can reach to the Chancellor of FBTS, Jeffrey Forshey. You can also reach Vice Chancellor, Dr. Francis Kiduku. And also you can reach through our Dean of Faculty, Dr. Eunice Wadaka. Please don't hesitate, viewers, our listeners. Also, just remember, the Fulbright of the Seminary is still going on, even registering new students, so don't hesitate. And then we will just be breaking for a few minutes and we will come back to you in a few minutes. God bless.
Are you passionate about deepening your theological knowledge and helping others through biblical counseling? Look no further. Fulbright Theological Seminary, we equip believers with the wisdom and skills to transform lives through faith-based education. With the stewardship of servants of God dedicated to total transformation for students, led by President and Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Francis Kiduku, Vice Chancellor, Pastor Jeffrey Floshi, and Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Eunice Wadaka, you are sorted. We offer a variety of courses tailored to your spiritual and ministerial growth, including Certificate in Theology and Counseling, Associate Degree in Theology and Biblical Counseling, Masters in Theology and Biblical Counseling, and Doctorate in Theology and Biblical Counseling. We also provide specialized programs such as chaplaincy certification, discipleship training, and trauma-informed care, ensuring you are fully equipped for ministry and service. With course durations ranging from 3 months to 3 years, you can choose a program that fits your schedule. Plus, our tuition fee are budget-friendly, making theological education accessible to all. We are located at 8421 Middle Road, Southwest Lakewood, Washington, 98499, USA. Fulbright Theological Seminary is your gateway to a stronger faith, deep understanding, and impactful ministry. Registration is ongoing, so don't wait. Enroll today and take the next step in your spiritual journey. For more information, call the numbers on your screen now. Fulbright Theological Seminary, education for prosperity.
Thank you for that a few minutes break. Once again, our viewers and our listeners, don't hesitate. Please just give us a call. See the numbers at the bottom of your screen. This is FBTS, and this is our Consultative Forum, episode number 12. Dr. Eunice, how do you differentiate between a rough pitch, a rough patch, and a relationship that's fundamentally unhealthy?
Come again.
How do you differentiate between a rough marriage or a relationship that is fundamentally unhealthy?
Maybe to begin with, a relationship that does not meet the expected goals for the relationship, that is unhealthy. And a relationship where people are together and they are bound because of the traumas that they have been together. It's called trauma bonding. You bond with a person not because you love them, not because
you want to be with them, but you are bonding with them because you can associate with their traumas and they can associate with your traumas. That is unhealthy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Did you have something to add on that, Reverend Monica?
Yeah, the difference between healthy and the rough, unhealthy and the rough patches on the relationship. Every relationship where individuals are genuine, they are going to go through ups and downs. Now, the unhealthy one is where the patterns are repetitive and there is no commitment to the change of behavior, or people have reached into a place whereby they have attained behaviors that are used to manipulate and control each other in the relationship. That is unhealthy. But there are rough patches in relationship because where two people are gathered, there are conflicts because of their different perceptions, their different view of things, and there be different responses to different issues and their personality. So, and when that happens, it's healthy because it builds their resilience, it builds their communication abilities, it builds their bonding. Actually, people who deal with their conflicts in a healthy way bond better than they that do not deal with the conflicts and sweep it under. So the unhealthy one is where you have repetitive patterns where there are payoffs from each one of them and they know what they are benefiting from their maladaptive behaviors.
So in the same context, just trying to bring some little more information, then what are some of the practical strategies couples can use to de-escalate the arguments in real time?
Self-awareness is key. When the two individuals understand themselves and how they are able to engage and filter the information with their other spouse in mind, and their capacity to handle those things is very important. Then the other thing is making sure that there is the set timing or the right timing to be able to deal with conflict as conflict shows up. Again, there is the matter to do with the rules of the game. How do we engage in this particular situation? When do we pull out the trigger when both of us are not able to handle it?
Okay, that's very important. Eunice, I know there are things that we look at, but how important is emotional validation in marriage and in the same area, and how do so many couples struggle with it?
So emotional validation, emotions are underlining of unmet needs. And it's very important for couples to understand what is the unmet need that is surfacing on a certain emotion. For example, let's look like anger. Somebody could be angry because the partner did not do A, B, or C. But the anger is an underlying condition of other things. So the most important thing is, what is your unmet need? And then how does this unmet need addressed? How is it addressed? That will determine the communication on how to meet the unmet need. So it's very important as individuals in a marriage and as a couple to understand the unmet needs.
Do you want to pitch in?
Yes, for purposes of reinforcing good behavior, whatever is appreciated appreciates in value. And when you appreciate somebody, they up their game to be able to measure that standard of the appreciation. And affirmation, approval, and acceptance are the basic needs of human individuals. And when that is done in marriage, it creates an environment for growth that reinforces the good behavior.
Thank you. I want to bring this question on the line of mental health and relationship. How does unresolved trauma or individual mental health affect marital satisfaction, Reverend Monica?
A man has a spirit, has a soul, and has a body. And for all of those to work effectively, Marriage engages our mind, it engages our spirit, and it also engages our bodies in matters to do even with sexual satisfaction. Now, when there is those dissatisfaction on the mental wellness and the ability of somebody to be able to function, it incapacitates their body mechanism to respond to their spouse in the right way. So the emotional status of one's wellness is able to heighten the ability of engaging with one another in matters to do with relationships.
Wow, that's very good. Dr. Rodaka, can you pitch in on that?
Yeah, for me, the most important thing in a marriage, as a human being, there are three very important things we need. Those needs are basic for every human need. The people need love. Very important. And the other thing that people need support. And when we are talking about support, we are talking about financial support. We are talking about physical support. We are talking about emotional support. And then the other important thing is survival. Every human needs to survive. And for you to survive, you need food, you need clothes, you need shelter. So the big question is, why are you getting into a relationship? Which are the needs that you need met? If you are just going to a relationship because you need food, then food is provided, all the other things, they will not be important. And maybe the other partner, they already have clothes, they already have shelter, they already have food, their need is love. You see now there is a conflict because each one comes with different needs. So for mental health couple or a couple who is mentally healthy, they need to understand what is the unmet need of the couple. Are we coming for love? Are we coming because we need to be helped, support, or do we need to survive? Because if you are in a survival mode, it's very different. Yeah.
Thank you. Then on the same note, just a continuation, then what advice do you give to one partner who is committed to growth while the other resists counseling?
For me, I always say, before you put somebody else's mask, when you are on a plane and the plane is crashing, when you are in a marriage and the marriage is crashing, put your own mask first. Deal with your own issues, because when you deal with your own issues, then you can be able to manage, or you can be able now to come to the table and be able to come together and talk about the needs for the couple. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You want to pitch in before we go to the next one?
Yeah, as you were asking that question, one of the things that came to my mind is these couples that get married, they are on their high pitches of love, and then along the bumpy road of marriage, things change. And in the changing, there are people who are willing to go through therapy for growth, they are committed to growing the marriage, and there are people who are totally not committed for growth. How would I deal with that couple? The one who is committed to growth, I'll commit myself to bring them to a place of building capacity to be able to deal with the other one that is not committed to growth. And of course also be able to set proper boundaries. There's a scripture that comes to my mind that a love attracts us to marriage, but it is not love that keeps us in marriage. Along the journey of life, love graduates to different interpretation. There is the meeting of the needs. And I love the high level of love where understanding takes a high notch, where you live with somebody not because the needs are met, but because you understand their abilities and their capacity to deliver, and therefore you have built your capacity to be able to be the one now who is putting the boundaries, yet nurturing them within their level of needs without expecting them to supply what they cannot be able to supply.
What a day. Our viewers, our listeners, what a time. I'm not sure if you are having your pen and the paper and the notebook, taking those wonderful notes while you are supposed to pick the right stuff that this wonderful career counselor has just brought to us. Remember, at the bottom of your screen, there is a number, there's a phone number, and there's an email that you can reach us. And this kind of programs, we will be seeing them time to time. Some will be dedicated strictly to talk about the FBTS, but also we don't forget that we have needs and we have things that we want to learn more, and it will be happening right here. And as you're listening, please, if you have any question, don't hesitate, ask, and we will have the answers for you. We can take any other moment to say thank you for you, our viewers, for you listener who has taken a moment and time to listen to us. Thank you so much, Dr. Waidaka. Thank you, Reverend Monica. Just for the final word to the viewers and to our listeners, please, Eunice, would you mind doing that?
Yeah, I would also recommend couples to buy a book. It's called Gottman, 7 Things That Make Marriage Work. It's a very good reference book, and it's an eye-opener.
Good. Reverend.
Marriage works when the two are committed to working on the marriage, and particularly so when they add the other factor of God at the center of it, because the transformation of behavior is driven further than coping mechanism to the change of behavior when we allow God and the Holy Spirit to help us become that which one He wants us to be, and then what we would want to be for each other in a marriage relationship.
Thank you so much, Reverend Monica Melinge and Dr. Waidaka, for your availability to come and talk to our listeners and to our viewers for this wonderful, very strong topic of our marriage encounter. Thank you so much. We cannot forget our behind-the-scene crew members, led by Benson Carrier, Prestige, we call him Carrier Prestige of Pacific TV. Thank you so much, with Lilian Timuti and also Massimo Simi and Philip. Thank you so much behind the scene, guys, doing this. May God bless you. May God see you through. And as we come again together on next Saturday, don't forget, the same place, same channel, same time. We will see you again. Be blessed and God bless.
Are you passionate about deepening your theological knowledge and helping others through biblical counseling? Look no further. Fulbright Theological Seminary, we equip believers with the wisdom and skills to transform lives through faith-based education. With the stewardship of servants of God dedicated to total transformation for students, led by President and Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Francis Kithuku, Vice Chancellor, Pastor Jeffrey Froshi, and Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Eunice Waidaka, you are sorted. We offer a variety of courses tailored to our spiritual and ministerial growth, including Certificate in Theology and Counseling, Associate Degree in Theology and Biblical Counseling, Masters in Theology and Biblical Counseling, and Doctorate in Theology and Biblical Counseling. We also provide specialized programs such as chaplaincy certification, discipleship training, and trauma-informed care, ensuring you are fully equipped for ministry and service. With course durations ranging from 3 months to 3 years, you can choose a program that fits your schedule. Plus, our tuition fee are budget-friendly, making theological education accessible to all. We are located at 8421 Middle Road, Southwest Lakewood, Washington, 98499, USA. Fulbright Theological Seminary is your gateway to a stronger faith, deep understanding, and impactful ministry. Registration is ongoing, so don't wait. Enroll today and take the next step in your spiritual journey. For more information, call the numbers on your screen now. Fulbright Theological Seminary, education for prosperity. You are watching Pacific Waves Television, USA, a place of nourishment.
Pacific